record, so it Zoom helps announce that. So here we have Yoga Flow, and this is a winter practice, or winter. I keep calling it the winter water kidney practice, and I'm going to move the arrow, which is in the middle of the. There we go. Funnily enough, I had my notes for the practice we were doing this week, which I left at work. So I recreated. So today's practice will be a little different than what we did earlier in the week, but that's okay. It was actually a fun recreation process. And for me, I like to do some specific kidney things, some specific kidney acupressure when we do this practice, but I also really think about generating heat, right? So we'll get into some sun salutations to generate some heat, because in the winter, we like to use our bodies to create heat. So let's start seated and find a tall stance. And some people like to, take a cushion or a blanket. Maybe I will do that today. I'll show it to you from the side you can see on, to sit on something which helps to elevate my hips a little bit and lower my knees a little bit. But everybody is a little bit different, even in that respect, because I know plenty of people who, when they sit down, this is kind of where their knees are and nothing to be done. And that's perfectly fine. And they can support their knees. You also can always give yourself the support of a block if your knees are challenged in that way, right? So we always just kind of accommodate to our bodies and how our bodies function. So let's come nice and tall, and you can flutter your eyes closed, or you can gaze down to the ground, but keeping your neck in line with your spine. And let's just come into our breath. Sometimes we do this supine. It's a little different sensation to do it seated, but I'm still inviting you to kind of come from the exterior world and enter your interior space with your breath. Beautiful. So let's add some arm movements to our breathing. So we'll do some sun breaths. So for the sun breath, I'm going to inhale and lift my arms up and overhead. And if I feel comfortable in my neck, I can look up, but that just has to do with how comfortable my neck is looking up. And then I'm going to exhale and come back down, and my head would come back to even, right? Eyes gazed straight ahead, and inhale and exhale. We call these sun breaths. One more. So we've done this before. I'm going to take my nose and I'm going to grow it in my imagination out to a Pinocchio-like length, so that I could focus on the end of the Pinocchio nose. And I'm just making little circles with the end of my nose, which results in very, very slight neck circles, right? So my neck is making circles, but it's so soft and gentle because it's very small. because it's out. I'm circling the tip of my Pinocchio nose with your breath, with your good strong posture, relaxed shoulders, relaxed jaw. See if some tension creeps into your jaw, and if you can creep the tension back out of your jaw, and then change direction. Notice if what signals you're getting from your neck that might have to do with how you slept or how you worked if you were doing this practice later in the day. Great, and slow the circles down, and then you can retract your Pinocchio nose back to your regular nose length. And let's find our clavicle. So this is the bone that is at the top of my collarbone or clavicle. It's like the stable bone in the shoulder system, right? It's the bone in the shoulder system that doesn't move very much relative to how my arm bone moves and my shoulder blades move. So I mean, if I pull my shoulder blades up, my clavicle will kind of come up a little bit. If I pull my shoulder blades down, it'll kind of come down a little bit, but that's about all the motion that you're going to get out of it. So I'm right here, right below it, and I'm going to tap. And here's the top of my, so I'm just tapping. It's the top of my kidney meridian. I just want to do a little bit of tapping, stimulating here, and breathe with the tapping. All right, bringing my arms down. So I want to really feel my sits bones underneath me. So I could even, like, let's lift up my left sits bone. I'm not mirroring you. Lift up my right sits bones, and then just really feel them connecting to the ground, and feel my spine lengthening up from my tailbone, which is pointed down, and my sits bones. Let's inhale my arms up. Exhale, I'm going to go over to the right. Again, not mirroring you. My right arm is down. My left arm is reaching. But I'm really pushing, particularly my left hip down, so I can side body stretch the whole left side of my body. And inhale my arms up, and exhale, left hand down, right hip down, really stretch the right side of my body. Inhale, both arms up. Let's take it into a gentle twist. I'm going to turn to the right, float my right arm down, float my left hand down onto my knee, and a little tug on my knee so I come into a nice twist, and breathe here. Inhale my arms up. Exhale, take the twist to the second side. Inhale back to center. Let my hands come down. So we're going to come into Baddha Konasana, butterfly. So I'm putting the soles of I still have socks on. I'm putting the soles of my feet together right in front of me, and I'll show it to you from the side. I'm not so pulled in. I'm sort of stretched out a little bit like this. And I'm going to, once I'm there, comfortable. So feel what's comfortable. If you, again, here, if I wanted a little support under my knee, I could invite that with a block or a rolled blanket. So I'm going to inhale my arms up, and I'm going to exhale, and I'm going to just take myself forward. Exhale, take myself forward. I'll show it to you from the side again. I'll stop using my blanket underneath me. I'll show it to you from the side again, just to make sure it's clear. And then I'm finding my ankle bone, and then I'm coming inside. I'm coming away from it towards my heel, and I'm going to massage there. And that is, and my head can hang down because the weight of my head is a nice additional helps with the stretching, right? Because the weight of my head helps to stretch me down, lower me down a little bit. And you might be as low as me, you might be not quite as low as me. That's perfectly fine. Wherever it is for you is great. I've got my elbows resting on my knees, and I'm just massaging this kidney 3, which is right in from my ankle. And it's towards the bottom of my kidney. It's not all the way to kidney 1, but it's kidney 3. So almost to the beginning of the kidney meridian. So just breathe here. And inhale up. And I don't know what sensations you felt there. I feel for myself that it's pretty subtle, but I still feel some things doing that massage. Let's come on up for cat and cow. So on my knees under my hips, hands underneath my shoulders, and I can have 2 fists if I have some wrist difficulty. But I like to use my whole hand, really put all the knuckles down so that I can, in many ways, I can hold myself up and lift and come up, take the pressure off my wrist, but I can still hold myself here. And I like to draw my triceps underneath me, so I'm pulling them back to the back of the room and shining my biceps forward, and that makes my hands feel really strong. And let's just cat and cow very gently with the focus on the breath. So I'm going to inhale. Big inhalation, drop my belly, lift my head, lift my pelvis. I'm going to exhale. My core is going to squeeze the air out of my body as I come up into cat. Inhale, emphasis on just a gigantic, nice, easy inhalation. And then scoop up into a deep exhalation. And keep going at your own pace. You might go slower than me. You may go faster than me. Honor your pace as we keep going with cat and cow. One more full cycle to enjoy. Beautiful. We're going to come up into a down dog and come up to start our sun salutation. So I actually am going to be brave enough to lose the socks, because even on my sticky mat, my socks could, slip. So I don't want to suddenly slip in the middle of something. I'm tucking my toes, and I've got my arms in that strong position, my hands in that strong position. And I'm going to inhale here, and then I'm going to exhale, lift my knees and come on up into down dog. Hips are really elevated, and go ahead and pedal as you lengthen your spine. Let your head relax. Chest is melting towards my thighs. Hips are quite elevated. Arms are strong. Triceps underneath me, which pulls my arm bones away from my head, right? If they were in the other direction, my arm bones would be closer to my head. My shoulder blades are in their upward rotation position, which we can talk about if you have questions. And then come into a big inhalation, full expression of your down dog, and open your mouth to exhale. Inhale forward on your tippy toes. Exhale, walk it forward to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And let's reverse one dive. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands in front of my heart. And I can lose yet another layer as we get ready for our sun salutations. As I say, I've already generated some heat in my body, and this will generate more heat in the body. I'll take a little sip of water, which you might do if you have some. All right, Sun Salutation A. I'm standing at the front of my mat. I'm going to inhale my arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Enjoy that forward fold. Relax your jaw, relax your neck. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. My hands come down. I'm going to step back to plank pose. So find a good strong plank, strong shoulders, strong core, energy from your heel to the crown of your head, neck in line with your spine. And we've gone over it a lot. So I give you the option of you're going to pick how you're going to lower down to the ground. So inhale and then go ahead and lower, as is your practice of how you lower yourself down to the ground. Untuck your toes. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. Let's inhale for cobra. Exhale, come most of the way down. Tuck my toes, and then same thing. You're going to push yourself up into down dog as you normally do. If you come up to all fours, that's perfectly fine. If you go through plank, however you like to get there, we're going to come on up to down dog and inhale here and exhale. And then inhale, come forward on my tippy toes. Exhale, walk it forward into forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands in front of my heart. I'm going to lose another layer. Where to go again? Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands down, stepping back to plank. We go again. I'm going to lower myself down to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, come back up to down dog. Inhale here. And exhale, adding on. I'm going to inhale my right leg up. Exhale, step my right foot forward. Lower my left knee down. And I've got it back behind me a little bit, right? We take this low lunge in two ways, here, or I could take a low lunge here where I'm over it. But I want to do this low lunge today where I've got some hip flexor stretching going on here. So I'm going to inhale here. I'm going to exhale, push my hips back, keep my toes down into a half split. Inhale forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do two more. I'm going to inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Great. And now let us, I'm trying to make a decision here. I know what I want to do. What I actually want to do is this. I'm going to step my right knee back, and I'm going to come up into down dog and inhale here and exhale. I'm going to inhale my left leg up. We'll do side two. Exhale, step forward. My right knee comes down. Same thing where I'm trying to get this nice stretch of the hip flexor in this part of the pose. Inhale here. Exhale, push my hips back for half split, toes stay down. Inhale forward. So what's happening here is that we're doing a traditional half split, which is for the hamstring, but the toes staying down as opposed to the toes coming up is adding a flossing of the femoral nerve in the leg. And actually some flossing as well in the sciatic nerve. And all of that kind of, this flossing idea is very subtle. You may not feel anything specifically. Sometimes I feel an extra sort of spaciness, air in the region that we're targeting. Last time, inhale forward. Let's exhale, step the knee back. Let's inhale up for my down dog. Exhale, inhale forward on my toes. Exhale, walk it forward half. No, it's not half, it's a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, exhale. Hands in front of my heart. We'll keep going with our sun salutations. We'll add a second variation, which is going to be adding chair, which we'll add immediately. Okay, so I want to be standing hip width apart. I'll show it to you from the side, but I'm standing hip width apart. And I'm going to inhale my arms up, and I'm going to sink into chair first. So I'm in chair, and I like my arms here. If I'm happier here, I can do that. There's a little extra effort to have my arms by my ears. I'm going to breathe here. Now from here, I'm going to exhale, forward fold. So just drop into that forward fold from chair. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step it back to plank. Lower yourself down. Inhale, cobra. Lower yourself down so you can come on up and down dog. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale. Come forward on your toes. Exhale, walk it forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, back to half lift. And then imagine it before you do it. Draw your arms up and come right back into your chair and breathe here. Inhale all the way up. Another variation coming up. Exhale, forward fold. Last time through, inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Put my hands down, step back, step or hop back to plank. Lower myself down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, tuck toes so I can come up to down dog. Inhale here. Inhale my right leg up. Step my right foot forward. I'm going to keep my left foot down. I'm going to come up in warrior one. So I'm going to inhale up. My hips are nice and relaxed. My front knee is bent, stacked over my ankle. Back foot back at a 45-degree angle. But my hips are relaxed, right? We no longer demand that they turn to the front, which we used to do in yoga. We no longer demand that. Inhale here. And you've got options. Your arms can stay up. We're going to come into Dagasana to warrior three. Your arms can stay up. You can take an Anjali Mudra pose, or you can fly your arms back. So whatever's going to work best for you today, take that. Inhale here and exhale and come forward into Dagasana. Come as far as you want to come. Maybe you're here, maybe you're here, maybe you're all the way to parallel. Wherever you want to be is perfect. My hips are square to the ground, as are my shoulders. Oops, I just needed to tap down. So my hips are square and my shoulders are square. And then inhale to step back out of it. Gorgeous. Exhale, my hands come down. Let's take another flow. Plank. You can go to down dog if you prefer to skip this flow. That's optional. Inhale, in down dog, exhale. Inhale, left leg comes up. Exhale, step my left foot forward. Put my right foot down at a 45-degree angle. Use my core and leg strength to inhale up. Here I am in warrior one, coming into warrior three, here or here or here. You might see me make a change because this is my weak ankle. So inhale here, exhale to come forward and see where it takes you. I'm playing with a little injury here, so I'm not going to go as far. Oop, see, I'm tipping. I'm not going to go as far as I would like to go because of this ankle situation. I'm going to step out of it. You can take a little bit longer if you'd like. So my hands come down. Last flow here. So if you want to take it or just go right into down dog if you prefer to skip it, that's perfectly fine. Inhale in down dog. Open your mouth, exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, come forward on your toes. Exhale, walk it forward to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold. Inhale all the way up and exhale. Well, I'm impressed with how much heat I've generated in my body. I could even take off another layer, but I'm a little nervous too. I can feel how cool the air is, even though there's a lot of heat in here. All right, let us and find Tadasana, find your strong feet, energy coming up the front of your body, energy going down the down of your body, tailbone down, pubic bone lifted, right? So I want to be in this neutral pelvis, chest elevated, shoulders relaxed. Calm the breath down a little bit from the work. And let's have a side stretch here. So I'm actually going to leave my right arm down. I'm going to lift my left arm up. Mine is here. Wherever yours is fine, is perfect. We all have our adjustments that we make. And I'm going to tickle down my right leg and take a nice left standing stretch, really stepping my left heel down and reaching with my left fingers. I'm going to inhale back up and switch the arms. Left fingers are going to tickle down my leg as I reach with my right arm and step my right heel down. And then I'll inhale up. Great. Now let's take a little, let's sort of swing our whole thoracic, our whole rib cage, shoulder system. You can maybe stand a little wider apart, soften those knees, drop your arms. We used to do this when we were kids, I think. And I'm just going to start to swing, and I can start really slow. And then I'm just going to gradually make the swing bigger and bigger. And it really is shoulders, rib cage, and my hips kind of follow a little bit, but it's kind of more upper body than lower body in terms of the twist, right? In terms of the rotation. Because my thoracic spine is really good at rotating, it's better at rotating than my lumbar spine, right? So my lumbar spine is kind of going along for the ride, but my thoracic spine is the part that's really rotating. And as I keep going, my arms are sort of tapping behind me. So we're doing some kidney taps, which I really love, right? So we're getting a little stimulation, a little stimulation directly on the kidneys this time. We had one point that was at the lower part of the kidney meridian and one point that was at the upper part of the kidney meridian. And now we're just kind of tapping the kidneys directly ourselves. And you can start to just kind of slow it down. You want to kind of reverse your pace. So I'm going to go slower and slower and slower until I'm not moving anymore. So slower and slower and slower till I stopped moving. All right, beautiful. Let's stand wide apart. I love this one. This is another kind of heat generating move, stretching my arms out. So what I'm going to do is I'm bending my left knee, not mirroring, and I'm dropping and I'm touching my left toe and I'm coming all the way up. And then I'm going to bend my right knee and tap my right toe and come all the way up. So the ups are as important as the downs, right? So I go down and come up, down and come up. Keep that going. Arms T out. Pretty much stay in the T, good. Another heat generator. Notice, kind of put your mind where your kidneys are. Just kind of notice the kidney rot. The kidneys are going for a ride in this one. Let's take one more set. And you're up, heel, toe in. And just stand here for a moment and breathe. And then we got another kidney event coming up, which is going to be the foot stomp. So it turns out that just stomping your foot, which gets kidney 1 and 2, is a useful thing to do. So I'm going to just flat-footed. I'm stomping my foot, and my foot's pretty flat, right? So my foot's pretty flat, and I'm just stomping. And I read something that suggested that you could do this for 5 minutes a day. I'm not sure I've done it quite that long. We won't do it for 5 minutes right now. We'll do it for a minute or so. but like about a minute right now. But it's something you can do anytime you think about it, this kind of foot stomping. Very good for the kidneys. I like the sound of the stomping. A little bit more. All right, great. Let's come to the front of our mat. We're going to come into our standing series. We'll have another balance inside of this as well. So I'm going to stand towards the front of my mat. I'm going to inhale, stepping my right leg back. Inhale into warrior two. So I want to feel the strength of my legs, the strength of my core, the strength of my chest, the strength of my back, the strength of my arms. And I'm here. I'm going to inhale. I'm going to exhale and reverse. I'm going to inhale up and over into side angle. So my left elbow is on my left thigh. My right arm is either teed up, or if I can keep my shoulder down, I can reach it up and overhead. The key thing is I don't want my shoulder out of place to be here, in which case I'd rather be here if that's necessary. Breathe here. Inhale up, exhale to reverse. Inhale up, we're gonna skate. So I'm pushing my hands out over the corner of my mat. I'm turning my left foot. I'm skating around, turning my right foot. And I'm gonna inhale up, fixing a mat. I'm gonna inhale up into warrior two on side two. So find the strength in the legs, strength in the core, strength in the chest, strength in the back, strength in the arms, and breathe. Inhale, exhale, reverse. Inhale up and over into your version of side angle, whatever that is. We'll breathe here. Really open to the front of the room. Inhale, my arms up, exhale, reverse. Go again. We're gonna skate around, switch your feet, skate around. Exhale, reverse this time. Inhale over into side angle. And I'm going to talk about binding now. So half bind would be putting my right arm just behind my back. If I can reach, I can put my right hand on my thigh, but not everybody has that, can reach that. So it can just be right behind me, okay? So that would be a half bind. And I'm just going to show you what a full bind would look like. And it looks like my Zoom froze. Oh, it unfroze. Good. No, I had a little froze. I'm going to show you what a half bind, what a full bind looks like. So for a full bind, I'm going to reach under my leg with my left arm, reach under my leg with my right arm, and I'm just kind of grabbing underneath. And then this is what a full bind looks like. And I still square my torso to the front of the room. So I just want to demonstrate that for you. But you're welcome to just sort of stay in a half bind. Whatever works for you is fine. Let's inhale here. Let's exhale, reverse. Let's inhale and skate. Exhale, reverse. Inhale into side angle, half bind. If you wish to explore full bind. But see how when I kind of come into that full bind, I really open my shoulders, open my rib cage to the front of the room, and breathe here. Let's inhale to come out, exhale to reverse. I'm going to skate around one more time. Let's skate around, exhale, reverse. Inhale, come out. And what I actually want to do here is I've got to kind of heel toe in, because I want to come into funky chair. So Funky chair is, I'm going to stand on my right leg and put my left ankle on top of my right thigh, right? Just like we do figure 4 on the ground, stretching. But if I need to, if I'm having any issues at all, I can get closer to a counter or a wall if I feel like I'm not going to be safe, which is what I may do on the left side. But here on the right side, I'm okay. So I'm going to come into a chair, so sink into chair, and then cross over. And Anjali Mudra is a great place for my arms. I could be here too, but this is a good place for my arms. So whatever I want, just breathe here. Feel the strength of your core, strength of your hips, strength of your legs. Oh, I just got into trouble. Strength of your chest. Opening my chest is really kind of helps hold me upright. Right, inhale and come out. You know what I mean about kind of really feeling the broadness of your chest is helpful as opposed to any kind of collapse would kind of collapse me. All right, good. Let's try the other side. We're gonna have a good, well, I'll figure it out. Less stable leg. Okay, good. So sink into your chair. Cross the other ankle. Cross the other ankle over and sit down. And then I think this is a great place to be. So what I love about this pose, Anjali Mudra, I'm really actively pressing my hands in, and I can externally rotate my shoulders, which really opens my chest, right? Which makes me feel more secure than if that chest was collapsed. Breathe here. We can inhale and come out. Great. I'm not too terrible on time. Let us stand at the front of our mat. Inhale our arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, and put your hands down and just come back to a kneeling position. Restore the strength in your arms here. And we're going to just have a little bit of bird dog before we sit down on the ground, just kind of as coming towards the wind down of our practice. But let's go ahead and have one more strength move. I love bird dog for how it strengthens this whole area, all these muscles that support and hold my kidneys in place on the daily. So I'm going to inhale my right leg up and my left arm up, and I just want to be super still in my body, right? So my body is just holding. My hips are square to the mat. My shoulders are square to the mat. And I'm just, my whole core is holding this position. Inhale and exhale and come in, second side. Inhale long, hold. Feel the strength. Feel what you can feel in all these mindful back muscles that don't talk very loudly, but we can bring our mind there and pay attention to them. Exhale, come in. Let's go again. We'll do a total of 3. Hold it and breathe and notice and feel. And exhale and inhale. And exhale and inhale. And exhale and inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and into a child's pose, which I have not given you all practice. Take a child's pose right now. And inhale up, but you're going to basically just turn around. I'm going to have to start to add the layers back on. We're going to just turn around and let's sit with our feet out in front of us and our feet flexed, and reach my hands and flex my hands too, and point And so little ankle and wrist release from our practice as we wind down here. Okay, and I think what I'd like to do today is I'm going to bring my left leg in and my foot is near my right thigh. My right leg is out at a little bit of an angle, and I'm going to turn my body towards this right leg, inhale my arms up, and I'm going to exhale and come forward. So this is called head to knee pose. I'm not remembering the Sanskrit at the moment, but maybe I'm only here and that's fine. So just you're going to come as low as your body allows you. My body allows me to come fairly low, and just breathe into it. Inhale to come up. We'll switch. So my other leg is going to come out, my right foot in, foot connecting to the thigh. I'm going to turn my upper torso towards this leg, inhale my arms up, and exhale and take it forward. My foot, I wasn't specific the first time, but my foot can be fairly relaxed. It does not have to be flexed. And inhale to come on up, and we will come supine now. So I'm going to move so I can lay back down. I like to lay down with control. So I'm using my core to descend, and I'm going to keep my knees, my feet underneath my knees. I like to touch them with my fingertips, and then I know my feet are in a good position for some bridge, and my arms are down by my side. Let's go ahead and inhale up, and arms overhead as my hips come up, and exhale and float back down. And inhale up, exhale, float back down. Just feel what's working. Notice what you notice. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, and exhale down. Let's hug my knees in, rock my sacrum a little bit. Put my feet on either side of my yoga mat. And now I'm going to windshield wiper my knees. So my knees drop, my hips follow, and I'm just really letting my core completely relax. And hopefully the rest of my body too. So kind of like this is an easy gesture, and no part of me needs to work hard here at all, right? So try to release as many muscles as you can as you drop from side to side. Two more. Great. Then hug my knees in again. And then happy baby, or anything I might want to do to finish out the moving part of my practice before I invite myself into a few moments of stillness for Savasana. And then I can invite one leg long, the other leg long, and might be advisable to take the put all your layers on because we are, whatever heat we did generate in the body is likely going to dissipate if you're in a cool space. If you're not in a cool space, you don't have that problem. So stretching my legs out, laying my arms down by my side. If my neck feels grumpy at all, I could roll up my yoga mat and create a little fill in for my neck, or I could put a towel under my neck. Those are options as well. And once I get here, just come into my breath and sort of once again, if any of the practice caused you to kind of come from the interior world to the exterior world, invite yourself back into the interior world as we have our moments of stillness here, using your breath to invite you in. And then just notice anything you notice, anything your body is telling you about the practice and the effects of the practice, what you worked in the practice, what perhaps you didn't work, if there's some part of you feel you didn't work in the practice, and just kind of just notice. I feel like my sacrum needs to be a little flatter. And with your breath, we'll just enjoy some moments of perfect stillness. And you can deepen your breath. Wiggle fingers and toes. See if the wiggling can start some stretching of limbs. And and see if the stretching of the limbs can allow you to roll over to one side or the other side. And then when you get there, make pretend that you're going to go to sleep for 10 hours. Just kind of really relax for a moment. And then let's get up. So I'm going to lift my top leg and stretch it and push with my hands and come up to a seat. And if I want to take that blanket again to give me a little cushion under the hip, I can do that. And sit up nice and tall. Let us flutter our eyes closed and have a series of breaths together. Inhale through my nostrils. Open my mouth to sigh it out. Release the practice. Inhale through my nose. Exhale and sigh it out. Inhale. And exhale. Thank you for joining me for this winter water kidney exploration. Take what works for you into your days of winter. Maybe it's the stomping, maybe it's the tapping, maybe it's the rubbing of kidney 3. Take what's useful with you, and I will see you when I see you. Thank you. I'll stop the recording.